Hello there! Welcome back to another episode of Rule the Waves 2 as Great Britain. When last we left off, we were at the very beginning of a major battle. At least it looks like what's shaping up to be a major battle. We've got a line of battle cruisers, some heavy cruisers escorting our carriers, and overall a very large number of fleet elements out and about. Not entirely sure I'm supposed to be seeing all these right now. I suspect that they will disappear the moment I take a turn. But for right now, wow, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, what is our objective? Okay, this looks like a coastal raid of some sort. So we've got our main force, we've got coastal forces, and I'm not seeing any convoys or anything like that. So it looks like our primary objective. Oh, that's interesting. We have a mystery installation. What do we got here? A bombardment target. Ooh, well, that's interesting. 4,000 tons of bombardment target. That's quite a bit. And let's see, nothing yet. But that makes sense because we haven't really started the fight yet. Okay, so it looks like we've got an objective to defend down in this general direction. So that's going to be our primary focus. Let's see what our air forces are up to. Helps if I select a force or division. Let's see. First of all, we've got our battle cruisers. Double check. They should have some seaplanes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We got plenty of seaplanes for this. Light range is 112, so we can do up to 110 search radius. Let's see what our search radius is. Okay, so let's drop that down to a more reasonable distance. There we go, 110. I'm not hugely worried about cap right now. Well, actually, we do have a number of carriers out at sea, which suggests that Germany does the same. So we're going to leave that at medium. All right, so cap is set. We're going to patrol this general area. And that is also within striking distance of our land air base, at least the one at Harwich. So we'll see what kind of results we get. That puts them within reach of our medium bombers, and those things have torpedoes, so I'm looking forward to those things getting in action. Okay, since those guys are off doing their scouts, let's take a look at readying up some airstrikes. Okay, so we have a group of 15, 13, 12, 13. Okay, so we've got 4 wings of torpedo bombers, and we're just going to start readying them all up. Yep, we're going to load up torpedoes. Looks good. Ready strikes, and we'll see what we find. Do we want to catapult launch search planes? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And off they go. Alright, scouts are heading out. It's early morning, so spotting is not going to be the most easy. Naval strikes are ready as soon as we have a report. And now that the sun's up, we should actually be able to start seeing stuff. Oh, and our Zeppelins are heading out too. Hooray! Okay, we've been spotted by enemy aircraft. So I saw that pop up, which suggests that yes, the enemy does have carriers out at sea, because we are outside their airbase capabilities. Still got no spotting reports yet. Let's pick up the pace a bit. Okay, and looks like our scouts are returning with no luck. Interesting. Well, that's the case, and they're probably not down this way. Let's change our next recon. We're going to go further off to the left. Okay, we're going to go over that way. And we're going to go off over this way. And that should cover the next phase of the search. Catapult launch search planes. Yes. Oh, interesting. So whenever you order a search, it apparently decides to launch the search. Very interesting. That is a big change over previous... here we go. Okay, we've got a contact spotted. 1 battleship, 2 battle cruisers. All right. We'll accelerate to squad max and go engage. Let's see if we get any further searches in this area. Okay, there are definitely ships in this general vicinity, so we're going to send off our first strike. Priority target is going to be carriers. We're going to order them in this general area. We're only going to send off 1 flight from each group for now. We'll take the smaller wings. And launching the strike. Here we go. Yep, there's definitely... Oh yeah, we got a report of a CVL. Okay. 1 battleship, 2 battle cruisers. We're definitely certain on that. And assorted other cruisers. We'll see what we actually encounter when we get them in visual range. Let's see. How's our carriers doing? Looking good. What are our heavy cruisers set to? Why are you core on the carriers? That's a bad plan. I'm actually going to have you guys core up on the battle cruisers. That seems a little bit more useful to do. That way we can concentrate our forward striking capability. And our carriers will be fine with destroyer escorts. Okay, keep going. Okay, slowing down for float plane recovery, but that is fine, because that means that our heavy cruisers will have a chance to catch up. Oh, and here we go. 13 Gloucester gauntlets are approaching enemy ships. I wonder where they... Oh, yeah, they're right in that area. Let's see what they get. There's a recon up there. Oh, looks like this group is a little bit lost. But hopefully they'll zero in once we start landing some attacks. Okay, here we go. 5 torpedo bombers going after a enemy destroyer. Thank you, guys. There we go, targeting an enemy battleship. 3 torpedo bombers. No hits, and 3 going after enemy carrier. No hits, and 2 going after enemy cruiser. No hits. Oh, wait. Oh. So we did get a couple hits. Those look like they missed their original target and kept on running. So that's very interesting. Fun fact, if they hit their intended target, we find out the turn after the launch. So you just look at the previous turn's reports and you can see what got hit. But the torpedoes, if they miss their initial target, they're still modeled in-game and they can keep on running and hit something on the other side of the ship. So I guess we hit something else. I have no idea what we hit, but we got something, which means we have landed our first blood and we know that there are enemies in this area. Let's see what our other group of recons is doing. They look pretty lost. What about this group? They're probably going to be heading back home soon. I do think it's time to send the other group out. So we're going to update our position just a little bit. And I'm going to set priority target battleships. And let's launch these two ready groups. All right, off they go. You guys are assigned to Corps on the Impenetrable, right? You do recognize that, right? Why are you so far ahead? Oh, they stopped to recover stuff. Okay. Why you're so far ahead, I have no idea, but okay. All right, yeah, there they go. Turning back around. And slowing down for more float plane recovery. Okay. That'll throw things off, but at least we know where the enemy is now. Okay, more strikes heading out. Medium bombers as well. Oh boy. Fear the fury of my land-based aircraft. Well, they're in the right area. Where'd they go? Let's see, have we recovered our previous strikes yet? Don't care about recon. Don't care about cap. Don't care about land-based for now. Flying, flying. Returning. Okay, so we did pick up one group of torpedo bombers. I'm going to give them a little bit of chance to rest and recover, and hopefully we can pick up that other group that's still returning. Alright guys, go get them. Here we go. Location reported. Update course and continue chasing. Here we go. Group of 13 gauntlets moving in. Followed by a group of 15. And we're going to hold off on this search because we already know where the enemy is. Okay, 4 torpedo bombers going in on the battleship. Ooh, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 torpedo hits on an enemy battleship. We've got another group of 4 going after enemy battle cruiser. Let's see what we get there. 1, 2, 3. 3 torpedo hits on enemy battle cruiser, and we've got 5 and 4 going after heavy cruiser. Oh man, there's 9 torpedo bombers going after a single heavy cruiser. And no hits. Going after enemy light cruiser. Still nothing, and they're down to a destroyer. Okay, well, we've done some damage though. And that is very good news. Alright, looks like we have recovered those strikes. Let's take a look at what we got here. So unfortunately somebody crash landed. So that is unfortunate. But we've got this strike back, so let's ready them up. 1, 2. 2 flights of torpedo bombers, 1 from each wing. And ready strike. We're going to switch our priority targets over to carriers now, see if we can't run down that thing. And we are racing north as fast as we can. And hopefully, there we go, starting to get some spotting reports. Okay, we actually have visual contact on something. Whatever it is, it's in trouble. Battleship Weissenberg class. Oof. And that is a very modern ship, too. And it is all stop. 12 15-inch guns, heavy armor. Yeah, that is rough. Alright, we're going to drop our game speed back down. And our battle cruisers are already opening fire. Let's see. But it does look like this will be our last chance to really do damage. Well, with sunset coming soon. So, you know what? I'm actually going to stand these guys down. Because there is no point in launching off a strike that won't get there before sunset. We've done our damage. We've sunk a battleship. We've damaged a battle cruiser. Surprised those medium bombers didn't find the targets. Alright, we're going to reduce speed on the battle cruiser fleet. Down to 20 knots. So that everyone can form back up. We'll take our opportunity to do gunnery practice on the Weissenberg. Oh yeah, all turrets knocked out, heavy fires, yeah, she's done. No targets spotted. No more visual contact on anything aside from that one battleship. But I think that thing is doomed. Alright. Pick up the game speed back up to normal, and we'll just turn around and head back home. Well, I think we can call this our own form of Dogger Bank. Successfully engaged the enemy. Sank one major fleet element. And disengaged with minor damage of our own. So, good job, everyone. Unfortunately, we were not able to establish contact with the enemy, aside from the one ship that our carrier planes were able to hit. But they did get some pretty good damage done. Alright, and we're just going to cruise on back home at ultra fast speed and see what all happens. Well, that kind of sucks for the Germans. Lost one battleship to airstrikes and then got finished off. Alright, and there we go. Scenario's over. Ooh, BC Impassable is torpedoed by an enemy submarine. Rather hits a mine. Oh no! Well, it's only medium damage, so it's not too terribly bad. And one destroyer lost. And we sank their battleship. Did damage to one of their battle cruisers. And they did indeed have a CVL. Alright, let's take a look at this. Okay, so ship details. Yep. Weissenberg got absolutely hammered. 149 heavy hits and 5 torpedoes. Ouch! Yep, that's bad. Actually, no, she took 5 torpedoes. I thought she only took 4. Okay, but yeah, 149 heavy hits. Evading air attack. Alrighty. So it looks like all of those torpedo hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 torpedo hits from the Indomitable. Good job, Indomitable. And she was sinking almost immediately. Yeah, she was sinking before we even got to her. So all this stuff, not relevant. She was already out of the fight. Let's see how the battle cruisers did. So Impassable took a submarine torpedo. Yep, got plenty of hits on the battleship. Torpedo by coastal submarine. Limits flooding, limits flooding, limits flooding, limits flooding, limits flooding. Okay, yep. Got all that under control with relatively minor damage aside from a disabled turret. So you should be able to have that patched up fairly quickly. Alright, then we have the battlecruiser Elsass. Let's see what we did there. Oh, that's a very nice ship. Again, with that 12, 15-inch arrangement. That's kind of weird, but okay. Actually, heck, what's the difference between this and the Weissenberg? They look practically identical. Let's see, max speed 28. We got one torpedo hit. Oh, there we go, one torpedo hit from the impermeable. Good job, impermeable. And then the Rother took a mine. She was sinking almost immediately. Yeah, mine, limits flooding, limits flooding, limits flooding, machinery repaired. Limits flooding, wait, what? So if she limited flooding down to 0 at 2303, that means she shouldn't have been taking on any more water. So then why did she go to sinking through progressive flooding an hour and 18 minutes later when she wasn't taking on any more water? Oh well. It is just a Derwent class, which I don't particularly care about anymore. So nothing too significant there. And then they did have another battle cruiser out there. I'm kind of curious about their carrier. There we go. CVL Berlin. Okay. This is a very unfortunate looking vessel. Frauenlob class. 6,500 tons. Looks like she was converted from a light cruiser? Huh. Well, she's fast, but that would explain why she only had 6 aircraft. So she probably used those aircraft for reconnaissance, found our fleet, and then they probably said, oh heck no, and ran away. So yeah, that was not a very good vessel, but if they're just learning about aircraft now, I can understand that. Okay. Well, glorious victory for me. And we'll close that right out. There we go. Major victory, 2 prestige. Let's see. I don't think we could call this the Battle of Great Yarmouth. That wasn't a full-on battle. I'm going to call this the Raid. There we go. The Raid at Great Yarmouth. Ooh, Leviathan has finished her working up. So Leviathan joins the fleet. Goliath has condenser trouble, so she's out of the fleet. 3 destroyers commissioned, hooray. Oh no! The rebels in Midway have defeated British forces. Midway has now declared independence. That's the 2nd time that has happened. German cruiser Breslau has hit a mine. And yeah, they are sending out raiders, trying to deal with this blockade. Northern Europe, Northern Europe, Northern Europe, Northern Europe, Northern Europe. Okay, probably one more turn until the Juggernaut herself joins the fleet. Let's see, how are things going over here? Looking okay. Now that we finished up that batch of Wavenese, I think we can order some more. There we go. Another batch of destroyers on order. Let's see, so we've got 2 of these in Southeast Asia. I don't like those raiders, so I actually think I'm going to assign one of our heavy cruisers to trade protection. And she'll be hanging out in Northern Europe trying to deal with those cruisers. I think she'll do a pretty good job. Okay, anything else we need to do? Yeah, we're getting quite some good experience on our carriers from those last few fights. So impermeable is up to elite. Incomparable is good. Let's see how our air wings are doing. So invincible. Yep, good. Veteran, veteran. Veteran, veteran, veteran. Veteran, expert veteran on the impermeable. Oh, nice. Veterans on the CVLs. Good on Samantha. Veteran good on Splendid. Veteran good on Superb. Good on the Fantastic and Fabulous. Alright, so our air wing experience is definitely starting to build up. And that's good news. Okay. Anything else we need to do? Not that I can think of. Time to move along. Ooh, invasion battle at Kaohsiung Bay. German Navy declines. And our invasion goes ahead. Didn't know Britain had Panzer tanks. But sure. We'll put them to good effect. Alright, and here we have a unexpected battle in support of land combat. Intriguing. And the enemy is unable to challenge our forces in the area. Hooray. Good. Juggernaut finishes her working up. And we get 2 more. Ooh. Parliament authorizes additional war loan. Naval budget increases. A new German medium bomber called the BV-110 is entering service. Rumored to be faster than our fastest medium bomber. New fighter, Supermarine Skua, is ready for operational service. I have no idea what a Skua is, but it sounds fearsome. Heavy fighting in Kaohsiung Bay. Enemy fortifications holding up our advance. That is unfortunate. Okay, Northern Europe, Northern Europe, East Coast, Northern Europe, Northern Europe. Oh, that is a very hefty war loan right there. Time to resume construction of the behemoth. All right. Sounds good to me. Yeah, I think we're going to put 1 more of these heavy cruisers on trade protection. You know, I'm going to put the other Endeavor on trade protection. No. We'll save the elites for fleet combat. Just leave the good ones on trade protection. There we go. Okay, hopefully that'll help deal with those raiders out and about. And now that we have lost our foreign stations in Central Pacific, since Midway is independent, we don't need those cruisers there anymore. Which means we can take all of our active fleet Comuses. 1, 2. I only see 3. I thought there was more than that. We're going to take these ships and we're going to move them back home to Northern Europe. And once they arrive, we're putting them in mothballs because we don't need them anymore. Okay. I think that's good. Okay, next turn. A destroyer action near Terschelling. I'm not interested in a destroyer battle. That tends to discourage the big fleet actions once the enemy runs out of destroyers. Okay, here we go. This looks a little bit better. Raid on enemy coastal shipping, large battle. I accept. Okay, none of our land-based air has the ability to reach, so I'm just going to let them attack enemy shipping in general. Okay, let's see what we have. Well, this looks like a very similar force as we did last time. Got a line of battle cruisers, although it's only 3 this time because one of them got torpedoed by a submarine. We've got 2 heavy cruisers out and about scouting for us, so that's good. And what do we have back here? We have 1 carrier, the Impermeable. Okay, these guys are scouts on the Indivisible, so that looks good. Let's see, what are our... Okay, destroyers are screening the battlecruiser squadron. That looks good. And then we have the light cruisers, which are also screening, and that's not so good. How many do we have? We've got 3. I think I'm going to swap these... Should I screen with the destroyers or screen with the cruisers and then support with the destroyers? It's a tough choice. I think I'm going to put the destroyers on support and leave the cruisers on screen. There we go. We've got heavy cruisers scouting, light cruisers on screen, so close support. Actually, if anything, it should be the other way around, with the heavy cruisers on... Oh, I'm not seeing a support option. Well, I guess scouting is what they can do then. And then we go over here and we see 1 cruiser supporting the Impermeable, 4 destroyers supporting the cruiser, and 4 destroyers screening the carrier. Okay, that looks good. So our overall orders, initial cruising scheme actually looks pretty good. Don't really need to change that around. Let's take a look at our scouting. So we do have a bunch of battle cruisers. And they've got plenty enough floatplane scouts between the 3 of them. So that's good. I'm going to give the torpedo bombers a little bit of time to hang on. It's almost nighttime. Although, looking at that, it's so close, we might not actually really get into nighttime proper. So yeah, we're going to send out our scouts. That looks good. We'll drop our scouting radius down to something achievable. There we go. Actually, I don't think we need to go quite that far. We'll drop it down there. 100. I'm going to bump up the cap level to maximum just to provide that extra protection. And we're going to catapult launch those float planes. And sunset. So we do have a bombardment target over here. Ooh, unknown ships sighted. Okay, we're going to squad max. We're going to turn towards, and let's see what these guys are doing. I'm going to take this group of destroyers, and I'm going to turn them towards this thing, whatever it is. Because that's what destroyers are there for. Oh boy. Looks like we've stumbled onto the enemy formation, whatever that is. Let's see if we're able to launch torpedoes on this. Oh, it's a little bit out of arc, unfortunately. Let's get our battle cruisers away from this fight and see if we can get... Are we able to launch at anything? That's not a good shot. It's also not a good shot, and that's out of arc. Oh, the Ernie has already launched. Who's our lead ship? That's the Mons. Oh, no, Ernie didn't launch. She was just damaged because her torpedo tubes were hit. Yeah, that's not a good shot. It's also not a good shot. That's a good shot, though. Alright, flush our remaining tubes and get them out of here. Who's next? Mons. Do you have arcs on anything like that battle cruiser? Sure. We'll take it. Alright, boys. Flush them if you got them. Okay, Mons. Ooh, there's some good-looking torpedoes in there. What do we want? Nope, don't really have a good shot on that. Ooh, that's a good-looking shot. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay, Michael and Lance still have torpedoes here. Let's see what you guys have. BC. Yeah, that thing's almost certainly turning around, though, so we're going to not worry about that too much. Ooh. Elsass class. There we go. That's one torpedo hit on that, and one torpedo hit on an enemy light cruiser. Colne class. Good shooting. We got more torpedoes headed that way. We'll take... Actually, you know what? We're just going to hoist the flotilla attack and see what they do. And I'll put these guys back on AI control. BC and CA are hit. Okay, so that is a different battlecruiser hit. And that cruiser is hit as well. Good shooting. You know what? I'm going to take control over these guys. I'm not usually a fan of manual control, but every little bit counts. Let's see, who else got hit? Unidentified ship, that's probably a destroyer. Although, I don't know, that might be a light cruiser, and it just ate 2 torpedoes, so it is almost certainly domed. Ooh, Impenetrable just got hit. How's she doing? All things considered, fairly well. Alright, we are going to detach her, though, just for the safe side. So we're going to take manual control over that. We're going to reduce speed to 10 knots, just to make sure nothing ruptures. And we're going to send her away due north. Actually, there we go. Back to the log. Enemy battlecruiser hit by torpedo. Oh, man. And enemy destroyer hit by torpedo. Good riddance. And another torpedo hit on battlecruiser. Good shooting, guys. Good shooting. Whew. Oh man, that was close. So it looks like we weren't the only ones launching torpedoes. That is scary. Alright, impassable and serious. Okay, impenetrable, hard to port. Because if they were just dodging torpedoes, that means they're probably going to be passing the impenetrable next. And she cannot afford a second torpedo hit. How's this group doing? Okay, Acades has detached. How's the main formation doing? Still got most of their torpedoes. Good. I think I'm actually going to charge them after the damaged ships. Yeah, we're getting more torpedoes in on them. About face. BC hit. Man, I don't know what just changed between the last few battles and this one, but all of a sudden our torpedoes are working. And torpedoes away. Whew. There are some hits and more incoming. Enemy heavy cruiser hit, battle cruiser hit, battle cruiser hit, heavy cruiser hit. Oh man. Beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. I think I'm just going to steam my battle cruiser forces just right away from this fight and let my destroyers do their job. Speaking of destroyers, where's the rest of my destroyer forces? Well, Nuts Lapwing is lost. Another Gary class down. But we got some torpedoes on the Schwaben. She can't be doing too hot now. Oh yeah. At this point, if I just disengage from here, we can call this a glorious victory. Alright, we're going to turn this way and see if we can get a few more shots on them. Yep, Schwaben is stopped. Pretty sure the rest of them are stopped too. Let's actually start reforming. How's Beaver doing? Okay, time to start disengaging. All ships disengage. All ships disengage. How's Diadem doing? Still doing fine. Alright, we need a heavy escort for the impenetrable. Ernie, how are you doing? Okay, you guys just got tapped. You are screening the impenetrable. And we'll figure out the rest later. Nope, not detaching. Okay, you guys can slow down to cruising speed so we don't worry about stuff too much. These guys can go back to AI control. And there we go. What's the Acades doing? Looks like you guys are successfully disengaging. Oh, don't run away from me too fast. Okay, we're going to try and keep the main battlecruiser force around here for now. And I think it's safe to turn the impenetrable back home. How's she doing? Alright, flooding is under control. I think she's safe. Oh, hang on. Yeah, let's catapult launch some float planes. Because it's almost sunrise. And you know what that means. That means it's time for some airstrikes. Alright. 2 groups of torpedo bombers. Ready up. Now, I'll bet there's not a whole lot left to find. But whatever we do find, we're gonna hit. Unfortunately, that's going to have to be in the next episode, because we're at our 45-minute mark already. So until then, I'm Katori87, signing off.